Okay. Oh, hey. All right, everybody. So I'm going to give everyone time to come into the chat room. While I share it. Hey, hey, hey. If y'all can hear me, please let me know. Hey, Aaron, in the chat. And I'm going to give it about 5 minutes, and then I'm just going to get started and try to get through everything as quickly as possible. I do have my youngest with me. Mom life. Hey, 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 hey. Can you hear me? Yes, no, maybe so. I hope so. All right. So I shared it on Facebook. You can? Okay, cool. All right. I wrote down my notes for this. Everything that I said I was going to cover in today's meeting. Well, today's webinar. All right, I'm going to give it 2 more minutes. And then I'm going to get started. Yeah, I know I'm live. How's everyone doing today, though? I hope y'all are doing well. If you have any questions, you can feel free to put them in the chat now, and I'll get to them during the Q&A. And if you have any questions while I'm talking, let me know. And again, I'll get to them. All right. Making sure I share this everywhere. Okay. Make sure I don't cut myself off. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Wait, maybe. I think my helper's coming to the rescue. So 1 second. Let me hand off the baby. All right, I'm back, and we're about to get started. Hopefully everybody can hear me. So a little bit about me, for those of you who may not know me, my name is Ali. I am a local real estate agent here in Atlanta. I have been an agent since July. So this past July is when I crossed over to the retail side. Now, as far as the investing part, we have been doing it. My husband has been doing it since 2014, and then I joined him in 2017, and we've been doing it together ever since, right? Basically, at this point, we are now looking to grow our team. We just got a lot of deals coming in, and the more people we can get to handle it, the more money we can make. The faster we get these deals closed, the more checks coming in, right? Our goal in this is to create a win-win situation for everybody who is involved, from the sellers, the buyers, to you, to us, everyone. It's a win-win situation. We like for everybody to eat, and that is just definitely the goal for this, right? So I'm gonna tell you more about the mentorship program throughout, and also at the end. And if you're interested, then we can move forward. And if not, then hopefully you still get some good, valuable information from this webinar, right? So what is wholesaling, right? I know you guys have probably heard the commercials, or you've seen the signs. We buy ugly houses, learn how to flip houses in Atlanta, et cetera, right? So basically, wholesaling is you being the middle person, the middleman, right? Prime for an example is when you go to the restaurant. You can easily buy the stuff that's at the restaurant and make it at home, but you want the convenience of somebody else cooking it, or you not having to do it, right? So you go to a restaurant and you have to pay more. Essentially, that is kind of what wholesaling is, right? You're just playing a middleman. You work with investors and cash buyers. They have the money, they just don't have the time to go and find these deals. So we go and find the deals for them, and they pay us for it. You know what I'm saying? Well, we charge them technically for it, and then that's how we get paid, right? The goal ideally is that you want to have something that is anywhere from 40 to 60% below market value. That's how much you want to get under contract for. What exactly does that mean? So let's just say motivated seller, somebody who is going up for foreclosure, right? Not even foreclosure. Somebody's house burned down. That's a good one, right? Somebody had a rental. The rental people burned it down. They had insurance. Insurance paid for the house, so they own nothing on the house now, right? They might be willing to sell you the land at that point, the house for $10,000, $20,000. You get it under contract. Once you get it under contract, and we have a really tight knit. Thank you. Sorry, we just got home, yeah. We have a really solid contract that we use. It's a pretty dope contract. It allows us a lot of wiggle room, right? Anyway, so we get it under contract, and then once we get it under contract, we then market it to cash buyers and investors. Like, hey, we got this house. Can you give us $25,000, $30,000 for it, right? If you got it under contract for $20,000, anything above that is basically what you will take home, and that's how much you make, right? That is it in a simple term, because I don't want to throw too much at you guys at one time. If you have any questions, like I said, put it in the chat. If you like the video, please hit the like button. That definitely helps other people see this, get notified of it, etc. Right? So that's wholesaling, right? How do you find deals? How do you find motivated sellers? Cold calling. Cold calling is number one. That's going to be one of the biggest ways to do it. Cold calling is basically getting a leads list. There are a lot of ways to get leads lists. There are some free ones. There are some paid ones. You can make your own, things of that nature, right? Leads lists are people who are going through foreclosure, tax liens, burned down homes, deaths in the family, you name it, probate, somebody died and left property to them that they don't really want, etc. Natural disasters, flood, tornadoes, all kinds of things of that nature. Basically will be somebody who's a motivated seller. You pick up the phone, you call them. You skip trace them. I mean, what we'll talk more about that. But you call them in a sense like, hey, my name is Ali. I'm a local investor here in Atlanta. I was just wanting to call them to see if you might be interested in selling your home. That's really to the point. You know what I mean? If they're selling, they're selling. If they're not, they're not, right? So that's one way. Let's just say they are selling. There is a couple of follow-up questions, because you need to know what the condition of the home is in. Because if the home is completely ran down, has a 1950s kitchen in there, the roof is caving in, all kinds of crazy stuff, and they want $100,000 for the home, chances are probably not going to give you that, because we have to go in at that point and fix it up and get it up to market value. Again, this is just the Spark Notes version of how this works, but essentially that's what it is, right? So you cold call. Another way to get leads is driving for dollars. That's basically when you go drive around neighborhoods and you look for those homes that have high grass, really high grass, no one's been here in a couple of months to cut the grass, high grass. Somebody who has a lot of those newspapers in the front yard, broken windows, boarded up homes, things of that nature. You see the little We Buy Ugly houses, and they have a picture of an ugly house, right? Those are the type of things that you're looking for, but it's also more than that too, because sometimes people will cut the grass and the house will look like it's someone's living there, but if you trained eye, you'll know that no, this is an empty home, right? So taking down that address, and then you will go and skip trace the owner. There's a few ways to skip trace it. There are services out there where you can pay to have somebody skip trace it, or we can show you the way that it doesn't cost anything, but it does take a little bit more time, because when you pay someone, you can put in 100 addresses at one time, and 5 minutes later, you'll have all the phone numbers and email addresses and mailing addresses and things of that nature for who the owner could potentially be. Whereas the freeway, you kind of got to do it manually, and you got to do it one by one, right? So we'll teach you all of that in our mentorship program, both the paid version and also the free way to do it, because you got to know how to do it the free way. Because if you get 1 or 2 from driving for dollars, you don't really want to go pay for that. You can do that yourself, right? Save your little coins. Skip tracing to pay somebody, it varies per program. Per company, it's 15 cents, sometimes up to 22 cents. Essentially, all the information is basically the same, so you don't really need to pay somebody. It's more so when you have like 100, 200, 300 people that you're trying to skid trace, you don't want to do that one by one because you're trying to get on the phone and get to that motivated seller as quick as possible compared to, one or two, right? So driving for dollars and cold calling are the two main ways to get leads. There are a lot of other ways. You have the bandit signs, which are those big signs that you see at the stop signs. We buy houses, right? You see people doing them with markers. You see people ordering them. We know people, we know some companies that you can order them through if you have the funds for that. If not, then the most cost efficient way is going to be driving for dollars if you have a car. And if you do not have a car, then it is going to be plain old simple getting a leads list, like getting a divorce list, getting a tax liens list, walking your neighborhood. You'd be surprised. You know what I mean? Like some of us live in some neighborhoods and it's like, you didn't know that this house was abandoned next door, So like things of that nature. Getting leads list will show you ways to get motivated seller leads list that everybody else is not targeting, because everybody's targeting everything, right? Or kind of, not really. That's one. So again, you get a motivated seller, you got them on the phone, they said they're sale, they'll take the $10,000 that you offer them. Like for example, this lady in Covington, her house, she had a rental house burned down because of the tenants, right? So $10,000 what we offered her, she accepted it. So we got it under contract. Now we got to market it. You got to market it to cash buyers. There are different ways to do that. You can do Instagram, social media for the most part. You know what I mean? That's the biggest way that you're going to market it to cash buyers or find cash buyers is mostly social media and networking of groups and events. Going to there's so many in Atlanta that you can go to and attend where there are actual people there who are cash buyers and investors who got the money and the funds to purchase these homes, right? So you market it, social media, they'll go out, they'll do their due diligence most times before they even get under contract to see if they want it. They're going to want to know the numbers, the ARV, which is after repair value of the house, which is how much the house will be worth at top condition, right? Everybody has different criteria of what they're looking for when it comes to what they consider a deal. So, boom, you found a cash buyer now. So you got the contract for $10,000. Cash buyer say, you know what? I'll give you $20,000 for it, right? And I'm just gonna keep the figures low, more realistically. So now you go, you sign a contract with them. So you have a contract with the end buyer, right, for $10,000, or the end seller, the seller for $10,000, and then the end buyer for $20,000. So you in the middle are gonna make $10,000 off of this transaction because you got it for 10, but you're gonna sell it for 20. Does that make sense? Y'all understand that? If you understand that, please put yes in the chat box so I know that you're following me thus far. And if you are confused, let me know where you're confused at and I will go back. Let me know, okay? So that's essentially what it is, right? There's lots of deals out there. Plenty of people die every day. People get divorced. Probate happens. Fires happen. Just landlords get sick and tired of being landlords. It just takes you being the right person on the phone, being the right person to call at the right time, right? All right. Oh, closing table. Title has to be clear. That's like a really big thing because we just went through a whole situation where we got a land deal for a really, 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 really good price, and the lady didn't have the title to it, so we had to go hunt down the original owners, which was a whole situation. We had to hunt down the original owners and get them to sign a quitclaim deed so that we wouldn't have to pay $5,000 or wait 6 months to do a quiet suit. You know what I'm saying? Like, which that's a whole other thing for another day. But you have to have clear title in order to sell the property, right? The lawyers, they're the ones who do that. There are a lot of lawyers who do what's called a double closing. A double closing is so we're going to do a double closing, right? Because I don't want the seller to know I'm making $10,000, nor do I want the buyer to know that I'm making $10,000 because it really ain't my business how much money I'm making. Some people you don't have to do that with. They're like, I don't care, just take it. I want to make what I want to make. Whatever you make is what you make. But whatever. People tend to get jealous. People tend to get in their feelings. Blah blah blah. Right. So the lawyer knows, right? A double closing is when you close on the same property twice. I mean, sometimes I've seen even more, 3 or 4 times in one day. It's crazy. So they know that you technically don't have funds to buy this property. I mean, you might, but whatever. They know that the end buyer is going to pay you and also pay the seller. So that's a double closing. So they're going to close one deal right here, and then they're going to close another deal right here. Same lawyer, same day. You got to be there all day, right? So That's a double closing. I've seen a triple closing before, which is like ridiculous. And that is another conversation for another day. I will tell you more about that if you join the mentorship program, what daisy chaining is. Another way to get your property off is called JVs, and that's a joint venture. And that's when you partner with someone else and they both of you are both actively looking for a buyer and you'll split the profit. So let's just say I got that deal for $10,000, but you help me find my cash buyer or my investor who buys it. So I'm not going to make 10,000 now. Now I'm going to make 5,000 and you're going to make 5,000. There are different people who do different ways. Some people don't do 50-50. Some people do like a finder's fee of 2,500. Some people do 60-40, 70-30s. It's all up to you how you want to work your business, because essentially this is a business and you are an investor by doing this. So it's completely up to you. I personally do 50-50. Period. I'm just not. If not, then it's like, cool, whatever. I'm not tripping, but I'm not doing anything less than 50-50, unless it's one of my personal cash buyers. And I still wouldn't do it because I'm an agent. So some of my investors will purchase property through me, and then they're going to list it with me as well once they sell it. So it's a little bit different for me, right? But we ain't gonna go through all that, right? Double closing. Oh, get an LLC. So it's not required for you to have an LLC to do wholesaling. It is just personally recommended for me to you to do that, only because it just gives you the added layer of protection. And then there's also some insurance that you can purchase, some E&O insurance that you can purchase. And it's just good to be safe out there when you're dealing with large sums of money on what could be a very high volume. You just want to be protected at all costs. And it's like, why not, right? So you don't have to get it to start off. You can wait till you close your first deal and then take the money and the profit from your first deal to do that. That's fine. I support that as well. LegalZoom is a website that you can do that on. I think it's like $150, something like that. I don't know, to do that. So that's what that is about. So do y'all have any questions? Man, I'm so hungry. Food sitting here watching me. No questions. Okay. So with that being said, our mentorship program, if you're interested in our mentorship program, is currently, we're doing a promotion because, like I said, we're really trying to build our team. And essentially, it's not that we are charging you for mentorship. We are making you pay for your leads, right? Because you got to pay for them unless you're already been driving for dollars and then you have some, right? If not, there's two options for our mentorship program. The first option is $250, which is normally $500. And what that is that you will keep all of the profits for your first deals. Well, all of your deals, really. You keep all of the profits. We'll just walk you through it, all right? We'll give you the scripts. We'll give you the contracts. We will show you how to market, like just from A to Z. Well, from closing, you know what I'm saying? From the beginning to the closing table, we'll walk you through the whole process, get you your leads list, show you how to cold call, all of that. Once you get somebody under contract, show you how to go out there and get the pictures, etc. Like my husband's a photographer, so you know what I mean? We'll do all of that with you, and you'll be able to keep your profit keep 100% of your profit. The other option is $125, which is normally $250, and that is where you will split 50% of the proceeds with us as we walk you through your first deal, or if you feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable, then your second deal, third deal, etc. Right? And that is essentially it. Same thing. You get the contracts, you get the cold calling scripts, you get the different ways to source leads. We're going to show you how to do that. We're going to show you how to skip trades. We're going to show you what websites to use, show you what platforms we use, programs that we use to do these things, and all of that. And we'll just show you like all of that. We're not going to give you our cash buyers list, but we will show you how to build your own. And of course, once you get a property under contract, we will send it to our cash buyers list. But I ain't going to give you my cash buyers list. That's a little bit much now, right? So that is wholesaling. That's real estate investing. Of course, there's fix and flips. There are a lot of ways to get into real estate, especially once you get the capital and you also have the credit and or the other. So if you have the credit, lots of ways to get into real estate. If you don't want to sit there and take the time to call, because with the wholesaling aspect, you have to put the time in, like period, point blank. You might look up and your first call might be a deal. Who knows? I don't know. Whatever the universe has in the cards for you. However, you have to be prepared to really be diligent and be hungry. Like that's my biggest thing. Like I cold call almost every single day. If I don't cold call, it's because I'm running around with clients or handling deals and things of that nature. But either me or my husband will definitely cold call every day. I don't care if I call for 30 minutes and I only get to dial like 10 numbers. I'm going to call, because you just never know. Like I remember it's been times where I've only called for like 5 minutes, and like the first 2 calls will be like people like, yeah, I'm interested, I'm selling, or what you want, what you gonna give me for it. Cool, that works out because it might take you 100 no's to get one yes, but that one yes can change the situation, the dynamics of your life. So depending on where you are financially or what your goals are in life, this could be a really, really great way for you to make money. Especially if you have all you need is a phone. A computer is nice, but it really isn't required because you gotta do what you gotta do. So even if you have to write all the numbers by hand and then call them and write notes, whatever the case may be, you just gotta get it done, right? So just want to throw that out there because I don't want anybody thinking like hosting like, oh, I'm gonna make 5 calls and make $100,000. You might, but chances of that happening, I just don't want to set anybody up for the okie doke. So yeah, because I've made hundreds of calls. I make hundreds of calls every single week. Again, because I'm an agent, so I do get a little bit different reaction because I kind of throw that card out there. Letting them know because they might list it retail with me, so I get a little bit more traction because of that. But like me and my husband, we definitely hit like thousands every single week, and it pays off though in the long run. I'll tell you that much. Like once you get that momentum going and you start closing these deals, it definitely pays off. So yeah, if you're interested, you can text me. My number is 678-227-9416. You can send me an email. If you are my social media friend, you can contact me on social media. Yeah, I'll put my phone number in chat just in case. And you can get started as early as tomorrow, really, because Saturdays and Sundays are my best days to cold call. Like I cold call 7 days a week. I don't call on certain holidays because I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. But if everyone else didn't care, I definitely would cold call. So I take the holidays off. Well, certain ones, because some of them, it's not everybody's holidays. Like Christmas, I don't cold call. For New Year's, I don't cold call. Thanksgiving, I don't cold call. But the rest of them, I probably will. Mine is Easter Sunday. I don't think I'm gonna call on Easter Sunday though. But the rest of them, I pretty much will cold call on. You know what I mean? Memorial Day, Labor Day, I'll cold call on those days. But yeah, so if you're interested and you want to sign up, or if you have any questions, feel free to text me, call me. Like I said, send me messages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you came from to get on here. And I hope that you'll join our team because, like I said, it's really, really dope. I think it's an awesome way to get some, get some money. There's lots of money being made out here in real estate. So I'll be having another one of these probably in like a month or two, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. That's it. If y'all don't have no questions, I'm about to go eat and spend time with the family because I got a speaking engagement early in the morning about the same thing. So, yeah. All right. Y'all have a good night.